What's up, YouTube? PokePrimer here, primed and ready to deliver you Week 6 of the Pokemon Fight Club Fantasy League here on the channel. Last week we suffered our first loss this season against Andy and the Golden State War Turtles, losing 2-0 to him, and that was just out of honestly poor planning and poor playing overall, in my opinion. And that really sucks. It really sucks because if we had Hidden Power Fire on Mega Venusaur, we would have most likely won that match. But we didn't, so I guess hindsight's 2020, and we're not going to dwell on it. But I did, however, think about it a lot on the side, and we moved some of this stuff out of my way. I did think about it on the side and realized that maybe planning all of my teams ahead of time was a bad decision. So I decided to scrap all the teams I had pre-planned, and decided to just start over and go week by week, one at a time, so that I can really focus on each match. Really focus on them. And I had already done the planning for this week. I did it yesterday, but apparently Showdown decided not to save my team, so I'm going to go ahead and do it quickly live for you guys to kind of show you the process, the thought process that I was going through. So this week we are taking on the Orlando Magikarps, who are coached by Chase, who actually just this past week unseated the other undefeated team, being Casey and the Pittsburgh Steelixes. Now, while Chase was kind of underrated when he coming into this season because no one really knew him all that well, he has turned out to be quite the competitor, bringing down differentials nice and low and pulling out clutch victories when he needs to. So he is not a competitor to be taken lightly, and I don't plan on doing so either. So his squad that he's bringing against us, well, the squad that he has the potential to bring against us, he's got Mega Absol, Heatran, Latias, Rotom Heat, Tornadus, Hitmonlee, Jolteon, Quagsire, Dusknoir, Manaphy, and Lucario. Now, that squad's very scary. However, I feel I can very well predict the mons he's going to bring against me based upon the stats that he has shown throughout the season. The main one being that Mega Absol, Jolteon, and Quagsire have come all 5 weeks so far, so I almost guarantee that those 3 mons will be appearing. Looking at his team against mine, I feel he almost has to bring the Tornadus to handle the Mega Venusaur. Lastly, I feel like Dusknoir is going to be coming, so he has that extra bulk. And in order to round out his team, I feel like he will bring the Heatran. The Heatran can wall a few mons on my team, or at least can kind of slow my momentum down, and could be potentially useful for him. But the last slot's either between Heatran or Hitmonlee, so out of all of that, I don't plan on leaving any mons out, but that's the mons I feel he's going to be bringing. But the first mon I went with for this week would be Mega Venusaur. Now, Mega Venusaur is one of those mons that you can't leave. You just can't leave out of a match. If you have the potential to bring it, you bring it. But I know for a fact we're running almost max HP this week. I know that was what I talked about before. No, we're not at that. We're at 236 HP. I know that for sure. So I'm going to put that in there now. Basically, this week we need to be able to hit really hard because he has a few bulky mons, that I know he can run very bulky, but at the same time that bulk doesn't take hits too well for too long. So this Venusaur is built very interestingly, as the main stab move that we have is Leaf Storm. Leaf Storm does like 50% approximately to pretty much his entire team. So nothing's really a switch in. So even if he does switch something in to Venusaur, we're guaranteed to smack it extremely, extremely hard with a Leaf Storm and revenge kill it with something else later on. So that was a guarantee to have on the set. I went kind of, not so much mixed, but I did include some physical moves. I did pack the Earthquake. The Earthquake is very, very useful for hitting the Jolteon, specifically the Jolteon, because the Jolteon's a problem, and Heatran is a huge, huge problem. Typically would wall a Mega Venusaur while not being able to do too much damage, so having the Earthquake there allows us to 2-hit KO the Heatran. We also had the Knockoff. Knockoff is a very, very good utility move to carry on Mega Venusaur in this kind of situation, so that we can pick up clutch KOs on certain mons. The last move slot was kind of up in the air for a little bit, so I kind of left it open. I debated Synthesis so that I can be bulky and sit around for a while, but I decided against that for a more offensive approach. And in that, I ended up going with, Hidden Power Ice. Hidden Power Ice is what I decided to roll with. And there's kind of good reason there for that, because at least the Hidden Power Ice gives me a way to hit the Latias. Also gives me a way to hit the Tornadus. If there's ever a situation where I have to take on Tornadus 1v1, I can live in Acrobatics, for sure live in Acrobatics, and do some decent damage with a Hidden Power Ice. I will never be firing off knockoffs as long as Tornadus is around, so hopefully I don't have to use it, but in this scenario where I'm against Latias or Tornadus, I can live one Psyshock or one Acrobatics respectively and hit them decently with a Hidden Power Ice, so that I'm not just, not just randomly taking damage and not being able to dish anything back. We are running, I believe, max special attack with a quiet nature, because we aren't really outspeeding anything on his team. With base 80 speed, we're not outspeeding too much on his team, even if we try to. Because in any scenario, Heatran will outspeed us, Latias outspeeds us, Mega Absol outspeeds us, Rotom, Tornadus, Hitmonlee, Jolteon, Manaphy, Lucario, all of those mons would outspeed us, so we're not going to be trying to outspeed anything. We just need to be able to take a few hits. I also just throw this last 20 into attack so that the Earthquake and knockoffs can hit a little bit harder. And that is Thickums, and you're shiny. I OCD about that. If it's not the same as the mon that I actually have in game, it just bothers me. So for the other OU mon I decided to bring this week, I am actually bringing Mew, but I'm running a very different set as to what we have been running. So far we've been running Mew and using it for its offensive prowess and using it to pick up very, very key KOs. But this week we're running it very, very differently. We're actually running a Colbur Berry on our Mew this week, specifically for that Mega Absol, because I know for a fact that Mega Absol is going to hit really, really hard on a lot of our team. In fact, that's the key mon that basically chased the game last week against Casey. It picked up 5 kills. It pretty much just knocked off and sucker punched everything, and everything just died. Everything just dies because it's so strong. But against this set, it's not going to be able to do much. We are running max HP and max defense with an impish nature, and we're going to throw that last 4 into our special defense. Now, move set wise, basically this Mew 1v1, I wanted it to be able to take on his basically 1v1 his Mega Absol if it came down to it, and win. So I decided with Mew to throw on where is it? Drain Punch. Mew's pack and Drain Punch even without attack investment. Mew's Drain Punch does 61 to 70% to Mega Absol. And with the Culver Berry, knockoff only does about 31 to 37%. And then after that, the max that a Sucker Punch could do to me is, I believe, 58% with max defense, max HP. So guaranteed, with the Drain Punch recovery coming off of it as well, guaranteed Mew 1v1 beats Mega Absol. And that's something that was absolutely key in building this team. I needed ways to beat that Mega Absol and not have to worry about it. So I know this Mew can handle it, and once the Mega Absol's gone, Mew's gonna need some sustainability, so I'm packing the Roost. I'm also packing the Heal Bell, just to kind of be able to use Mew as a cleric later on if we have to. I mean, it's not the most ideal scenario, but if it comes down to it, Mew can be used as a cleric and can keep statuses off of our team, just in case we have a key physical attacker get burned or something like that. We don't need that to be happening, so we're going to take care of that. And lastly, I am packing the Stealth Rocks. If his Absol hasn't Mega Evolved yet when Mew's in there, I can fire. I'm safe to fire off the Stealth Rocks because he has no other Magic Bounce users on his squad. And to be honest, the only thing he has to get rid of hazards would be his Latias. And Latias has not come once this season for his team, so I feel like I don't have to worry about it as much. I'm not too worried about it. I don't feel like he will bring it this week, so we'll kind of see how that goes. If he does decide to bring it, then oh well, the rocks will be gone, but that's not too huge of a deal. Yeah, it's really not too big of a deal if he doesn't bring it. But having the rocks there would be nice, because if he doesn't, then we get free rocks up at some point in the match, and that's residual damage on his whole team. That's 25% immediately to Tornadus. That's decent damage to Heatran. That's 25% immediately to Rotom Heat. It's good residual damage across his whole team, and that'll be nice to rack up. The next Mon that we were bringing, we had to pick a Mon from the UU tier that we drafted, and immediately all eyes fall on Infernape, because Infernape is always our go-to. We'll immediately make you shiny, and we'll drop you to level 50. So we can see your in-game stats, buddy. We can see those in-game stats, buddy. Mojo Jojo is here as always, because Mojo Jojo is a monster. Mojo Jojo is a beast, and Mojo Jojo is going to put in work. We are throwing on a Life Orb, and to be honest, ability doesn't matter this week. Kind of just because when it comes down to it, we don't need Fire type stab. He has an immunity in Heatran. He's got resistances in Latias, Rotom Heat, and Quagsire, and Manaphy. There's honestly no need for a Fire type stab move, so Blaze is completely useless. And when it came down to building the moveset, Iron Fist was kind of the most likely to be used, but not really. I already know for a fact that this is a almost fully physically offensive Infernape. Yeah, almost fully physically offensive. But I did throw a Naive Nature on there. Actually, let me see if that matters at all. I apologize for this. I'm pulling up the damage calculator now. I just want to make sure. Infernape, OU Mix Ape versus Quagsire. Just OU physically defensive. Drop your build to 50. Drop you to 50. Scroll on down. Take all your that away. Let's make you jolly just for my own personal hindsight is 2020 kind of situation. Grass Knot. Okay, so even if I went jolly, it wouldn't matter. The Grass Knot's a guaranteed kill on the Quagsire. So Grass Knot, I already, in case you couldn't tell, Grass Knot is on the moveset. We are rocking Close Combat because Close Combat's just gonna hit hard on anything that decides to switch into this thing. Unless you bring the only things that kind of wall it would be the Tornadus or the Latias, essentially, and that's not really too big of a deal. That and the Dust Noir, but I'm not too worried about that either way. We have things to handle it. We are also going to be bringing Close Combat. We're going to rock the what other moves did I have on you? I know for a fact we had a U-turn. U-turn was on there, so we could have a U-turner on the team. U-turn is an amazing move to have on Infernape, because if he does bring the Latias, essentially the Latias would be the switch in that he would have to go for against me, like 100% of the time, to make sure that he had Animon that could wall me, and I don't want that. So Rock Slide is there as well, just in case he doesn't have the Latias. Then Tornadus is the switch in, and Rock Slide is the move to go for, so that we can get good damage off on the Tornadus. Last move, obviously, is the Grass Knot for the Quagsire, because the Quagsire is one of the biggest walls on his team, and that's another thing that he most likely would switch in on me. So, that's it. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah. I think, to be honest, I am just gonna switch this to Jolly. It doesn't really matter. Doesn't really much matter, to be honest. I'm gonna leave it as naive because in the end of the day, I'm not taking any hits anyway, and I'd rather, if he decides to run a little bit of special defense investment, if he plans me to be Jolly, just enough that he would live. I don't want that to kind of go down, so I'll throw that 4 in a special attack, so it doesn't really matter. And we'll move on to the next Mon, which is going to be from the RU tier, which I immediately went for Electros this week. Electros. Now, Fleshlight here, my buddy Fleshlight, very rarely lets me down. And to be honest, I don't foresee it ever changing. Because Fleshlight's amazing. Fleshlight is going to complete the Volt Turn combo by carrying the Volt Switch. We're going to pack the Giga Drain for the Quagsire, and also the Manaphy, who will take some decent damage from either of those moves. We're also going to be packing... Let's see, what other moves did we pack on this baby? What other moves did we pack on this baby? I believe we decided to run... Did we run Signal Beam? Did we run Signal Beam? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I don't believe we ran Signal Beam. I don't know if we brought Signal Beam or not. To be honest, I don't believe we brought Signal Beam. But you know what? Looking at it now, it's a bug type move, so it's a super effective move on the Mega Absol. It would also be a super effective move on the Latias. So you know what? Signal Beam it is. It also has a chance to confuse, so that's a thing. And I believe we are also packing, because as long as Jolteon's around, the switch in for Electros is Jolteon or Heatran, and in this case, either one is going to take crazy damage from Hidden Power Ground. So that's what we're kind of going with for that. So that's kind of the basic spread we kind of go with here. That's the basicest of spreads, simple max special attack, modest nature, max HP, 4 into special defense, just to make sure that Assault Vest boosts it enough so that we're not taking too much from any of those special hits, and we pretty much eat any special hit we want to. The next mon had to come from the NU tier, and to be honest, when I looked at the matchup, Meltank did not fit this week. Meltank did not fit in, so we are actually going to be bringing Driftblim. And with Driftblim, we're going to be bringing a very, very interesting set. And this set's kind of to, now that I'm looking at it, this set doesn't work as well as I want it to. This set does not work as well as I'd like it to. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I don't even know. I don't even know at this point. I don't know. 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 Because it's so situational, so it'd have to be like, it's the most situational of things, because I'd have to make sure, in order for the set, I'm gonna run it anyway. It's the best thing I can come up with. It's gonna be a Wakanberry Unburdened set, and the whole mindset behind this is we're gonna be running Shadow Ball, Psychic. We're gonna be rocking I'm gonna rock oh my god. Driftblim, why are you such an ass Pokemon? I am planning after this week to swap Driftblim out. I do plan on Driftblim not being a member of the team anymore after this week, because Driftblim was one of those mods I kind of just scooped up in the draft because it was different and I wanted to be different. But to be honest, it's come one time and did nothing, and I kind of need a mon that can pick up kills if I need it to. So the last few moves we're going to run Hidden Power, Ground. Actually, want to run this calc quick. There we go. Driftblim. Actually, wait, it does still have some of my sets saved. Haha, that's good. So yeah, we're going max special attack, max speed, with, instead of a Chesto Berry, because originally I thought of doing a Resto Chesto set, we are packing a Wakan Berry. So basically the goal with this set, Shadow Ball, Psychic, Hidden Power, Ground. So basically the goal here is I'm going to get Driftblim in here on something that would make me force a swap on. That we can force a swap on. So say we get Driftblim in on I don't even know who could make a force a swap on, but we get Driftblim in, somehow force a swap, we can get a Calm Mind off. Get a Calm Mind off. He brings in Jolteon, right? We guaranteed live a Thunderbolt with the Wakan Berry. It only does about 31%. Take the Wakan Berry away, we'd be at +2. He can't kill us, basically. The goal here is to make it so that we can kill Jolteon and he can't kill us. And then we'll get the Unburden boost also off the Wakan Berry usage, and Driftblim can kind of sweep from there, hopefully. That's the goal here.
You're still recording.
So that's the goal. So we're going modest nature, 252 speed, 252 special attack, 4 and 2 special defense, just to be absolutely certain. But yeah, Driftblim is going to be able, would potentially, in the best of scenarios, be able to take on Jolteon 100% of the time. So that's good for us to know. The last mon we decided to go with, we kind of needed a little bit more bulk and another way to take out that Jolteon because it's one of his biggest threats. So we went with Milotic. Milotic is just such a good mon, and I'm really happy we were able to scoop it up in that trade earlier in the season from Frank, because I don't know where I'd be without it right now. It's just such a good clutch mon. This week we are running Scald for stab reasons and to hit the Heatran and the Rotom Heat. We are going to run the Ice Beam to hit the Tornadus and the Latias if he brings it. We are going to be running Recover for longevity, and we are going to be running Mirror Coat. Mirror Coat is there for the Jolteon, because at the end of the day, a Jolteon in every scenario cannot one-shot Milotic. It cannot one-shot. Even with choice specs, it cannot one-shot Milotic, and Mirror Coat guaranteed kills. If Jolteon is ever in against us, we click Mirror Coat, and that's it. That's all we have to do. So we're going to go 248 HP, 4 into special attack, 4 into special defense, and we're going to go 252 the bold nature into defense, making Milotic one of the most overall bulky members on our squad, and pretty much guaranteeing that it's going to live plenty of hits and wall like his entire team. So that is going to be the squad. We're going to go ahead and just click save on this 20 different times because it doesn't like to save my teams. And we're going to go into the battle now. If you guys are excited to see our week 6 matchup, then please make sure to hit a like down below, and we're going to get right into it. Hope you guys are ready. I'm PokePrimer, signing off. What's up, YouTube? PokePrimer here, primed and ready to deliver you week 6 of the PFC Fantasy League here on the channel. The Memphis Primeapes are now 5-1 with a plus 12 differential after taking our first loss last week to the Golden State Wartortles. We are looking to bounce back this week in our match against Chase, who is the coach of the Orlando Magikarps. Now, Chase is not somebody to sleep on, as he did defeat the other undefeated team last week in very impressive fashion, might I add, when he beat Casey and the Pittsburgh Steelixes. So we are going to go into this with high hopes that this is going to go well. So he brought the Jolteon, the Hitmonlee, which the Jolteon I knew he was coming. The Hitmonlee, the Rotom Heat, the Absol, the Manaphy, and the Dusknoir. He didn't bring the Quagsire, which I'm not surprised by, but kind of upset with. He did not bring the Latias or the Lucario, which I'm happy about. I kind of... who do I think his lead's going to be? I feel like he's going to lead with Rotom Heat. No, that's a dumb plan. Why would he lead Rotom Heat? I feel like he's going to lead... who's my safest lead? I'm just going to go Mew for the lead, because even if he decides to lead Mega Absol, I can easily, I can get a Drain Punch off on him or whatever, and I can at least try to set my rocks up. So let's just get into this. He's sending out Dusknoir first. Ooh, that's not good for me. That is not good for me at all. Even though I am fully physically defensive. I can't touch this thing, so I have to swap right out. The bad thing here is I don't really have anything to touch Dusknoir, which is really, really bad. Was something I didn't prepare well enough for on my team. I didn't prepare well for Dusknoir at all. Alright, the only one I can really think could handle this thing would be Thickums. So I gotta get Thickums in here. And we'll see what kind of Dusknoir he is. I'm hoping he's not like an over bulky set, because that would really be annoying. Please don't go for Fire Punch. He goes for Shadow Sneak. Okay. So we'll see what he does. Oh, that's banded damage. That's banded damage, 100%. Alright, so my safest play right now is to go for Knockoff, as I feel like he's swapping out. So if I can get a Knockoff off on anything, that'd be fantastic. He goes out to Easy Bake the Rotom Heat. I Mega Evolve, so I'm actually not too afraid of this thing. But at the same time, I can't really touch it. Oh, that thing's bulky. That's a physically defensive Rotom Heat if I've ever seen one. Alright, so Thickums can't really do anything against this thing, so I need to go out into... If I predict him to go for an Overheat, who do I go out into? 100% I go out into Moody. I go out into Milotic. So he goes... Either way, if he goes for Overheat or Volt Switch, he can't touch me. Will-O-Wisp. That's even better. I have Marvel Scale. I'm like I'm more of a wall now than I was before. Thank you. Now my question is he going to go for Volt Switch because he knows he outspeeds me? What's my safest play here? I go for the... Do I go for the Mirror Coat, predicting him to Volt Switch, and then I just fire off the Mirror Coat on anything? I go for the Mirror Coat. Go for Volt Switch. Please go for Volt Switch. Don't Hard Switch. He goes for the Volt Switch. Yes. That does decent damage. Something's catching a Mirror Coat. I hope this is how the mechanic works. I really feel like I'm being stupid right now, but I really hope this is how the mechanic actually works. Because that Dusknoir, that's actually kind of cool. Please hit this thing really hard. Oh! That's so close. That is so close, it's not even funny. Alright, now... Now, I'm trying to think in my head what this Dusknoir can go for. What can this Dusknoir actually go for that threatens me? I don't think it has anything that threatens me terribly, so I'm going to go for Recover. It just goes for Shadow Sneak. So I'm guaranteeing you 100% that is banded. So this Dusknoir is basically done, and once Dusknoir is gone, Mew is a lot less threatened. So right now, at this point, I just fire off a Scald and kill it. I just fire off a Scald and kill this thing. 100%. I have no reason not to. He's really thinking he doesn't want to... Alright, so I get a free Scald off on something that's kind of nice. He's on the Manaphy. Okay. Now, I can't really touch Manaphy. It's very bulky Manaphy, I'm assuming. Oh, don't be Calm Minding. I swear to God, if you start Calm Minding, I cry. My thing is, I can't do anything against this thing, so... I have to switch. But what do I switch to handle this thing? I got into Electros. Electros is 100% my switch into Manaphy. Because Manaphy can't touch Electros at all. Electros eats everything Manaphy can do. Oh no. Oh no, you gotta go. Oh no, you gotta go. Oh, you're tail glowing. You have to be gone. I don't care if he has Jolteon still, I have to click Volt Switch. That's the most damaging move I'm gonna have against this thing. You have to go. You have to be dying. You have to die right now. You actually just need to die. A fiery death. You need to die. You need to die. I'm gonna eat this. Swallow it, Electros. Yes! It's your Assault Vest going. Fire off that Volt Switch. That's damage. That's damage. Alright, now my safest bet right now. Okay. Even if he's max speed, I know he's not Choice Scarfed. I know for a fact he's not Choice Scarfed. So I can go out into Mojo Jojo, and I guarantee I outspeed. And I can kill this thing 100% with a, with an anything, to be honest. Just in case he decides to, just in case he decides, I feel like going for the Earthquake just in case he decides to switch to, Dusknoir, but I'm just gonna click the Coast Combat. He's gonna switch to Dusknoir, isn't he? He goes into Easy Bake. That's actually kind of not terrible. It's physically defensive, but we'll see how much this does. Oh, we're going for another one. We're going for another one. I have no reason not to. That wasn't a crit or anything, where I have no reason not to go for another close combat. Because he's not eating that up as well as he thought he would. His mons are getting really weakened down, so if at any point I can get Stealth Rocks up, half of his team is dying. But he's just going to let Easy Bake go down here, so Infernape is going to pick up an easy kill on the Rotom Heat. Now, my biggest thing is I feel like he's going to send in Dusknoir right now, because he kind of almost has to. You know, he kind of has to do it, because that way he can get off. Yep, that's exactly what I thought he was going to do. Get off the Banded Shadow Sneak, and boom, that's... I'm at -2 defense. There's no way I would live that. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to just hard switch to my Lodic, because that's my best play. Because my Lodic right now, Burn is a defensive monster. So even a Banded Shadow Sneak, that's not going to... He goes for the Earthquake. Oh, I should have stayed in. Even that still does nothing. Oh my lord. That does nothing at all. So, yeah, he's not... My Lodic should outspeed, so I'm still safe to just go for the Scald. Yeah, I'm just going to Scald. He's going to withdraw. I'm predicting him to go into Manaphy. I mean, if I burn this thing right now, that'd be great. Residual damage. Burn? Damn it. Alright, so at this point, what does my Lodic handle on his team? Dusknoir, to be honest, I'm not worried about, because everything on my team outspeeds Dusknoir, so I can kill Dusknoir. I'm just gonna keep starting fire off Scalds, just in case I can get a Scald burn, and that's just residual damage. If he doesn't have, because I don't know if he has Rain Dance or not yet. So I mean, firing off Scalds is my best bet, and letting Moody go down, and then getting a fresh Mon in here to kill, to pick up the kill, would be nice. I was thinking about what he brought. He brought the Absol, which Moody doesn't really do anything to. He brought the Jolteon, which Moody can't do anything to at this point. I eat up Scalds. It's not a big deal. Oh, we're doing definitely more than his leftovers are recovering, so I think we have one more turn of getting a Scald off on him. Yeah, we have one more turn of Scald. Although if he goes for Scald again this turn, based upon the HP he's at, do I think that a Mirror Coat might kill him? I'm gonna click Mirror Coat and pray he doesn't go for Tail Glow. He goes for the Scald. Alright. So we'll see. It does about 20 some damage. Will the Mirror Coat knock him out? Yes! Mirror Coat knocks him out! Yes! Alright. Good shit. Milotic picks up a kill. That's great. Although I sense a Dusk Noir on the horizon right now. I sense a Dusk Noir on the horizon about to come in here and just fuck shit up. Yep, that's exactly what I predicted. Now, I'm in the process of just sacking off Milotic here, so I'm okay with letting Milotic go down to Shady right now. Oh, he didn't go for Shadow Sneak. That's 2 kills for Milotic. That's fantastic. And I think Milotic, let me make sure this is still on the screen, I think Milotic actually might live the burn again. So we're free, yeah, 1 HP on the burn, that's nuts. So Milotic can actually just kind of stay here and just die to whatever he brings in. Angel of Dark, that is his Mega Absol. That thing is 100% going to click Knockoff. And I'm just going to click Scald. And if you click Sucker Punch, I don't care. This is where I go into Mew. I feel like this is where I go into Mew and I just straight up kill him. This is where I go into Mew. This is where I go into Mew. This is where the strategy comes into play. This is where the strategy that I planned out comes into play. I click Drain Punch. He clicks Knockoff. Cobra Berry. That does like nothing. That does absolutely nothing. That does crazy damage. And I click Drain Punch again. He's gonna go for the Sucker Punch. We live this. I know we live this. Mew does not go down. Mew gets the Drain Punch off. That strategy fucking worked. Yes. I'm so happy that strategy actually worked. Oh my god. That's so amazing. Oh, that prep was not in vain. I wanted Mew to be able to get that kill on Mega Absol this week. I wanted that more than anything in the universe. I wanted Mew to kill him. Alright, now I know a Fake Out Unburden is coming. An Unburden Fake Out is coming, so I'm actually just going to click the Stealth Rocks now. Yeah, normal gem boosted Fake Out. That's not going to do too much to me, because I am, in fact, massively physically defensive. I'm just going to keep clicking Stealth Rocks. Just in case I can potentially get them up, because that'd be kind of nice. I mean, he's going for the knockoff. That might kill me. We live. We get the rocks up. Late game rocks are always important. Late game rocks are a very, very important part of a battle. Now, in this situation, who can I go out into? Because I actually kind of want to try to preserve my differential this week. Because we did lose last week, so I kind of want to not lose too many Mons. So yeah, I'm going to go out into Mega Venusaur, because if he's just firing off knockoffs, off, I'm not too scared. Yeah, knockoff isn't going to do too much to us. Now, at this point, I have no fear in clicking Leaf Storm. He's going to go for a Blaze Kick. That's actually probably not going to do anything. That does, like, nothing to us. And we get a Leaf Storm off. Catch this motherfucker. That just... Oh my god, he lived. He actually lived that. Now I click Earthquake just in case he decides to switch. Just in case he decides to switch. He just goes for another Blaze Kick. We eat it. And we get off an Earthquake. Boom. Alright, now at this point, he's just got Jolteon left. It's Jolteon versus the world right now. He knows I have Earthquake. I'm not too worried about that. Now, my thing is, he might try to set up a sub. So, in that perspective, I click Earthquake. He just goes for the Hidden Power Ice, just straight up kill me off. That's fine. Now, at this point, what do I do at this point? What do I do at this point? I think at this point, this juncture in the match, I go into... At this point in the match, what do I do? I think at this point in the match, I go into Fleshlight and I click HP Ground. Yeah, I click HP Ground. And I just kind of win the game, I hope. HP Ice isn't going to do much to me at all. We can eat up another one of those. He can't kill us with Thunderbolt at all. HP Ground, yep, we win. Nice quick matchup, nice quick 4-0 victory. I'm calling it right now because he can't kill us with another HP Ice unless he crits us. And Thunderbolt isn't going to kill us either because we resist it. No crit, no crit, no crit. Alright, we're good. HP Ground. Pick up the KO. Down goes the Jolteon. The Electros pulls off the win for us. And that is going to be a nice, clean 4-0 victory over the Orlando Magikarps to bounce back off of our devastating first loss last week. I'm happy about that. That battle went exactly the way I planned it. It went perfectly. And that's about all I can say. I'm at hype. We are now going to be sitting at 5-1 with a plus 16 differential, which is absolutely awesome. But until next week, guys, next week's going to be one hell of a match, because next week we take on Casey and the Pittsburgh Steelixes, and that is going to be a match of the ages. If you guys are hyped for that, if you guys are hyped for another win for the Memphis Primeapes, please make sure to leave a like down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. But I'm going to leave it at that, guys. If you guys enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like again, and I'll see you guys next time. Until then, I'm PokePrimer, signing off.